Hey guys, you're probably wondering what I'm doing, right? Well, we're going to talk about this guy right here, and we're starting right now. From time to time, if you have a chainsaw, you have to sharpen it, and there's a lot of methods out there available to you to sharpen your chain. So you can use a lot of different manual type of setups, or you can take it to your local hardware store and they can sharpen it for you for a fee. Well, there's also machines that do it too, that you set the chains inside these jigs and you just do whatever process with the machine, and it does it super fast. But today we're going to be talking about the Stihl chainsaw sharpener. Okay guys, so this kit here is from Stihl, and it is your chainsaw sharpening kit, and it's pretty much an all-in-one kind of get-up. And it does have a lot to offer for needing to sharpen your chain when you're out in the field or you're at home, or you don't want to send your chain off to be sharpened, or if you don't have the money to pay for those expensive type of jigs that you put your chain in and it sharpens it up. So this right here is a pretty good solution. I have purchased several types of kits to sharpen my chain, and there's kind of some guesswork in there when you're using those things, especially when you're kind of learning on your own. So I went to my local dealer and I purchased this guy from Stihl. It does come in this pouch right here, and you have about 100 different languages you can read it in. But the cool thing inside, all we need is to be able to see pictures, right? That's how most guys are. So it gives you step-by-step how to do it. Pretty simple, and that's one thing I really like about it. Okay, so in this kit, this is going to allow you to sharpen your chain and to file down the depth gauge, also known as a raker, at the same time. So you don't have to do double the work, sharpen your chain all the way around and then come back and do your depth gauge on the other round. So this is pretty cool. Plus, this already sets it up in the degrees that you need, which I believe is 30 degrees. And right here on this guy, it has, let's see here, we can find it. Okay, here we go. Here, it has a picture of a chainsaw as if you were looking down over it, which is how you want to face. And then this part right here shows you the arrow in which you need to place this on the chain where the cutter is, and then the direction you need to slide with it. Now, I do have our chainsaw already in a vise, as you guys saw us put it on our little bitty workbench here. Now, before we get to that inside here, or actually on this outside, you have a couple different sizes. This one is a 3/8 pitch, so make sure you're getting the right kit pitch for your type of chain. There's a couple different sizes, and Stihl, as everybody knows, is made in Germany, so they have a lot of great products. So you can open this end. You can slide out your file, okay? Everything slides out. These three things right here slide out if you need to replace them, but you really don't need to take them out other than replacing them. So let's get this guy back in here. Okay. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and show you guys how to sharpen your chain. Just a quick view of the kind of picture instructions to show you what to do and what not to do. So this is pretty great, pretty easy to follow. So what we have here is the cutter, and we have the depth gauge. You can see it's just a tad bit lower than this guy is right here on that edge, and you want it to be that way because that's how it gauges how much wood that this tooth or this cutter is going to chip out. Okay, so basically you have to, every time you sharpen your chain, about every second time that you sharpen it, you want to hit your depth gauge just a little bit. But the cool thing about the new tool from Stihl is it sharpens your cutter and files down your depth gauge at the exact same time. So we're going to take a closer look at the tool to see exactly how it does that. So with the Sharpener kit here, sharpening system, see, it gives you the correct angle. As you see here, that is not quite even with your bar, right? So by turning it this way, that's giving you that proper degree for your sharpening. And you can see the cutter maybe right down in here, okay? And it's lined up pretty darn close. I'm gonna see if I can get you guys a little bit closer. As close as I can get. That is about as close as I can get with a camera. But the cutter is right here. So when you bring the tool all the way back, see how it lines up flush this edge with the bar? Okay, then you're going to take both hands and you're just going to move all the way up to that end right there, and it stops. It helps keep you on that same track. Now sure, from here, you know, you can move it accidentally, but if you're taking your time and you're not trying to scrape that cutter, you're just trying to slide it across evenly, nice even strokes, it's going to do the job. Now let's take a look underneath and see how it's going to react to that depth gauge. Okay, this is a tricky camera angle. We don't have a lot of light, but right here is the file on that cutter, and then here is that flat file on top of our depth gauge. So every time you go across, it files down that depth gauge just a tad. Now both of these are not at the same height, okay, and you know, you definitely don't want that. So this is designed with the proper height, so every time it comes across, when you're using this tool, it takes very, very, very little off of it, so that way it's keeping it at the correct height every time to match your cutter evenly. And each cutter gets the same measurement. So when you're sharpening your cutters, your teeth here, you want an even number of strokes all the way around. So a lot of people start anywhere between 4 and 6, enough to get you going, and then a little bit more if you need that. Okay, so before you start sharpening, you want to pick one of these cutters and you want to color the top of it with a marker. Okay, let's just say that one. I think that's the one we've been kind of using as an example. So that way, as you're going across these and you are sharpening them, okay, then when you get back to this one all the way around, then you know, okay, hey, now we need to go ahead and start doing the other direction of the cutters. And then before you know it, both sides, the left hand side and the right hand side cutters, will be taken care of, and you'll be ready to put this chainsaw into action. So we're going to go ahead and show you guys that. Now, just a little safety precaution: if you feel like you need to use gloves, definitely use gloves. Chainsaw teeth are very sharp, so you want to be, you know, careful of that. I've tried it with gloves before, and it just seems like the fabric's always, you know, catching on the gloves. So I'm just aware of what I'm doing and just make sure I don't make any sudden movements like this that's going to catch the attention of those teeth. So I do have a rag here, which we're going to use to slide everything forward. I may have the bar locked. I don't think I do. Okay, I had to loosen the vise up, bring the bar up a little bit, that way the teeth can move. I had it catching on that bottom piece, and I still do, just that little bit, just enough to where you can't do anything with it here. Let's see, maybe we can get it going now. There we go, that's so much better. Okay, so let's find our starting tooth here. Here we go. Okay, so that's right here. Alright, so again, you have the part here that has the chainsaw on it, and then it has the direction and how you move this tool. So this is going to be kind of upside down from where you guys are at. So, all right. So, anytime you're doing this, you place your bar on break, and we're going to go ahead and there's 1, 2, 3. Now, see, I got a little off track on that one. It's so important. Now, I've never used this before. That's 4. Okay, wow, that really is sharp. All right, let's go ahead and take our brake off. Bring this guy back around here. There we go. Let's try that again here. All right, so we get our proper angle. Make sure we get there in our cutter, and then we end. See, I've noticed as long as you're not rushing, you can keep that same angle pretty good. Oh wow, yeah, that is definitely, ooh, that's such a huge difference. And you know, I've tried other kits, manual kits, you know, where you're kind of what I call free filing, you know, just like this. I mean, you are with this too, but there's not as much guidance with the other kind. Let me see if I can find this tool I'm talking about. Okay, so I was able to find that other sharpening kit I was telling you about. Now, this is made by Power Care, and you can purchase it at Home Depot. And what you see here is the complete kit. So, except doesn't come with this. This is for another thing, but I just had it in there because I like that handle. But it comes with this. It comes with your depth gauge. As you can see here, it's got the degrees, 35 degrees, and you know, the groove depth at 35 here. So there's a lot going on with this tool right here. You have your flat file, which you're going to use, you know, as you're doing this right here. And I mean, as you can see, there's a lot more components here. We got 3 files. Now this went into my bigger saw case because I have a bigger chain on that, so it requires a different setup. So as you can see here, you would loosen these guys up, and you can slide this one out, and then you can put this one in. Okay. Tighten that up there. And the only guide you have, and this is where this handle comes in, the only guide you have, and the other thing about these handles is they don't fit in real well. You know, they get all, you know, wallered out, and it's just, you know, it's another thing to go wrong. It's very frustrating when you're out in the field and you're trying to sharpen your chain because you're working, and you keep fiddling with stuff that's falling apart. So, you know, people like to sharpen their cutters at different degrees. So we got 30 degrees, 25 degrees, 10, 25, and 35. Okay, and it has the V here. So you know, as you are sharpening your chain, this part right here goes on the cutter, and then it just slides right across the top, so that way it's giving it that proper angle down inside that groove, and that's that top part of those teeth. But so I've used this for quite a while. I had one of these in my big box, and then another one in my smaller box. So I mean, you know, it's better than nothing. It takes a little longer to use, and if you're out in the field and if that's all you got, well then, you know, you just make it work. So you know, I was thankful to have this, you know, when in the past I didn't have anything like this. And it rolls up, you know, pretty decent, fits in the box, and you know, then you're done. So back to this guy here. Alright, so where in this little guy, everything is right here. You know, it's very tough, it's very robust, it's pretty light, you know. You can put it in your backpack, your back pocket, your tool pouch, your arborist pouch, you know, tool bag you have hanging with you. I mean, wherever. Put it in your glove box, your truck. I mean, if any time you're around chainsaws and you know you're gonna need it throughout the day, just grab it. And I think this was about $50 or so at my dealer, and it works really well. So we are going to sharpen a couple more cutters and see how it looks from there. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys that this really is working on the depth gauge. So we are going to sharpen this guy right here. Now, as you can see, you know, there's nothing shiny about that. Okay, this one right here is a little shiny, and this one right here is not. So we're going to take a closer look at that guy while it's doing its work. This is very innovative from Stihl. I'm really excited. 1, 2, and what I've noticed is you really can't put a lot of pressure, and you really don't want to. You just want to have a steady movement, and that's it. Look at that. Oh man, I don't know if you guys can see that, but that is definitely shinier. So you know, I mean, it's just barely getting that. And I tell you what, I think Stihl's really got something here. I mean, this is pretty awesome. I mean, man, I wish I had something like this back when I was, you know, last year when we were cutting down a lot of the fallen, or the Hurricane Harvey came through, and we had a lot of fallen trees. My customers and neighbors, and you know, they gave us a call and said, hey man, you know, we really could use your help. Could you come help us out? And you know, we spent a lot of time sharpening our stuff, but man, this is awesome. It's like taking the guesswork out. Now I'm getting used to that angle that I need to be at. Tell you what, this is something else. Let's try the other side. Let's see here. Seeing these arrows, that's really helpful. Okay, so let's see here. Start this one. It's gonna be weird because it's like going the other direction I'm not used to. Oh wow, that is, whew, man, that is sharp. Well, Stihl again has made another great tool to have, and I really should have bought this sooner. I was a little skeptical at first, you know, thinking, oh yeah, it's going to be a, you know, a cheap homeowner kind of setup, but it's not. I was wrong. This is the real deal. This right here is something else, definitely professional level, and a lot of great engineering on designing all the different, you know, you can see here the different depths that everything is at. You know, nothing is at the height that's, you know, they're all the different heights and how they're supposed to be, you know, as it's going through cutting stuff, sharpening stuff. Definitely impressive. So if you guys get a chance, stop by you know, your local dealer and definitely purchase this. You can even go online. Fortunately, Home Depot doesn't sell this. Maybe your tractor supply place. So I would definitely stop by your local dealer and check this out. Now, I'm not paid for this little bit of information that I'm putting out to you guys. Stihl has not contacted me. This is just something that I thought every guy and gal should have if you use a chainsaw, you know. And I mean, because these chains, they're not cheap. You know, I think for a good quality chain, you know, of course you could spend $100+ on one, but you know, from Home Depot or Lowe's, you're going to spend probably anywhere between, gosh, $14, $15 on up to $25, $30 for one chain, depending on the size. So you know, and there's no sense in using a chain until it goes dull and then going to buy another one when you can spend $50 here and have that chain for a long time, which you should be able to. You know, that chain should last you many years if you take care of it. So I just wanted to pass along this information to you guys. I have a link in the description on Amazon where you can buy one. I bought this at my local dealer, and They don't advertise it on their website, but you can buy it on Amazon. So I'll leave a description in there to link to that. And the chainsaw that we have right here is the Husqvarna 240. We've had it for, gosh, probably 2.5 years, and it's fantastic. It's our first saw we ever purchased, and still running strong. So if you guys haven't had a chance yet to check out our introduction to the Echo CS310, I'll have a link to the description right over here. And we're going to be putting on some other chainsaw videos in a series, so definitely keep your eyes out for that. If you want to have a little fun and you like watching, you know, the lawn service guys cut down some tall grass, you can click this right over here. It's our most previous video on cutting down some 4 feet tall grass and weeds, so that was pretty awesome. But other than that, oh, before I forget, you want to go by and check out echomeansbusiness.com. Sign up, it's free. A lot of great information on there. You get to talk to other pros. Pros can talk to pros. Homeowners can talk to pros. You know, throw around ideas, suggestions, what works, what doesn't work. There's hundreds of talking topics on there to talk about. You have 3 main categories. You have like business and something, and then you have like operator and something, and then the other one is like maintenance and something. I can't remember. But go to echomeansbusiness.com, sign up, it's free. And they also have our mobile app for iPhone and Android. Let's see here, what else? We are also having a 500 subscriber giveaway coming up real soon. We have a lot of cool products for that, for one lucky winner. So, and if you haven't subscribed to this channel, do it now. For sure, like this video, because this video is great. I mean, I just saved you guys a big headache. Okay, it's worth a thumbs up and a subscribe. I'm Kevin with Texas Better Lawn Service. I appreciate you guys watching. You'll see me on the next one.